one and all, hope you're doing well. This is the COT data video for the week beginning the 9th of October, and obviously we've got some geopolitics that's going on in the world right now, so we have to remember that this data is delayed from Tuesday, so it doesn't take into any account all that stuff that's happened over the weekend. Okay, so this is from Tuesday. So what we're seeing potentially with gold and oil, we're going to probably see that bounce higher tomorrow or tonight, so let's say at the open, depending where you are in the world. In the UK it opens at 10 PM, so we're going to see quite a lot of movement, I think, at the start of the week, but this is just the COT data and it doesn't take into account the geopolitics that have happened after Tuesday, and obviously a lot of things have happened. So the euro has been selling off against USD. You can see the dollar's ticking higher. We went 156 to 188, so 18,000, and we are selling off quite heavily, 98,000 to 78,000. So inevitably we might cross, but as looking at like a snapshot, the euro is stronger than USD, but the way that things are going, we're probably going to get a crossover, so you've got to be really careful there. Let's look at yen. Now we had that not necessarily the intervention, but the preparation of the intervention, and we are looking like we're going to break these lows. 113, that's very close, so they're going to have to intervene if we break those supports. Okay, so nothing there, there's no crossover, but I think maybe the euro and the US dollar potentially might cross over. Okay, euro off, Aussie on. Aussie's been really erratic and spiky. We went from -96 to -81. Okay, so that's the Aussie. British pound fallen really heavily. That channel break, the lower high, the lower low, and then a really strong reaction there. So GU would be a sell because the net non-coms, the banks and institutions, are buying the dollar over the pound. Okay, so that's that, and we're back negative. So we're really strongly positive. 63,000 contracts to minus 6,000. I guess it could probably continue. It's possibly going to continue. So keep an eye on the pound. It's quite heavy. All right, pound off, CAD on. It's erratic and spiky. -48 to -32 to -40. So it's just zigzagging there. We can see we're slightly range bound, can't we? You know, within that low and that high. So we might break that low potentially. CAD off. Gold on. I think gold's going to be a mover, I think, as we go into the open tonight. So yeah, we've got to be really careful, I think, tomorrow, because we've got US holiday as well. We've got thin liquidity. If that thing in the Middle East escalates, and we've got a thin liquidity in the United States session, the New York session, it could be a bit of a like a volatile cocktail, and it might send things a bit skewy, and so we've got to be careful, because obviously the US are on holiday, like I say, so there's no one really there to there's no humans around at the banks. It's all done by algorithms. So when we've got thin liquidity, it takes like a butterfly effect, and then it could spiral a little bit. So we've got to be really, really careful. And so gold is really breaking that support, but I think by next Friday, I think we might find that we've actually got that support, and we're going to have like a knee jerk potentially here, and we have got that support and this support. So I think this is probably going to go like this. I think maybe not break the high, but it's going to have like a reaction from that Middle East news potentially. We'll have to wait and see. Gold off, and then we're coming to the end of the video now, so we'll look at the New Zealand dollar, and it's probably going to be sideways and choppy, selling off quite heavy, and now it's come up. We're still range bound, okay, and then New Zealand dollar off, and then we'll look at the Swiss franc, and that's that. Okay, so remember on the we're just consolidating, so on this spreadsheet, remember this is available for you to use. at your leisure, whenever you've got some free time. This is your document. We've got a thing called the summary delta, and Kristen's is basically broke it down for us, which is really, really cool. And we can see the change of the non-commercials and their longs and their shorts, and the percentage changes as well. So very interesting, very useful. There's that big decrease on the pound, so they really reduced their longs on the pound, so potentially a little bit bearish on the pound, I think, this week potentially. And we have to keep an eye on the geopolitics as well. We did need a risk event for our spreadsheet, but this could be a legit scary news event. So we needed something scary to flush the herd out of their longs, but it could be a legit risk event, and it could be it could be a something definitely to monitor for any escalation, especially if Iran get involved and stuff like that. We don't really want that to happen. So remember to trade safely, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow for the bulletin video. I'll try and get it out about this time, maybe 6:30 or 7 o'clock, and it might be a case of sitting on your hands for New York tomorrow, and then that way we'll get a clearer picture about what's happening with the VIX and things like that. So trade safely. I'll speak to you guys soon. Enjoy your weekend as well.